Hello, Syrinscape, and welcome to the first episode of A Call of Cthulhu, The Mound. This is an original adventure based on the short story of the same name by H.P. Lovecraft, which was released after his death. So if you don't want any spoilers, please don't read that story, because this adventure is going to be heavily based on it. Don't ruin it for the players. But welcome, everybody. I want to say a huge thank you to Syrinscape for inviting us on here to do this. It was very awesome of you, and we're excited and looking forward to doing some Call of Cthulhu. I'm looking at my mic here, making sure everything's correct. There we go. All right, Call of Cthulhu. And so this is session 1. We're going to be using Pulp Cthulhu in addition to Call of Cthulhu, just to make our PCs a little bit hardier, everybody a little bit more survivability with an actual play. This is a limited play, so it's going to be around 6 episodes in total. So hopefully you join us for all of that. For those of you who want to watch it at a later date, if you're not able to join us live, it will be available on YouTube as of Fridays at 1 p.m. Pacific time. 1 p.m. Pacific, this will be on YouTube. So it will be available on other places as well once it is no longer live. So let's go around. Let's meet our players, but don't tell me about your characters. I want to learn about your characters in game. We're gonna meet them as we play. But let's go around, do a round table, and meet everybody who's playing in this game, because this is the first session. Let's get to know everyone. So in order of my overlay, Tyler, you are up first. Welcome.
Hi. I actually first started using Syrinscape when I was running the Brazen game for the Free League channel. So I'm super pumped to get to mess around with this. I actually got to start off doing tabletop with Call of Cthulhu back in the day, and it's still probably one of my faves.
Really? This edition or a previous edition?
This edition, actually. I don't know if I got able to play any of the other ones. But I have the original Arkham Horror board game in the basement. That is like literally, yeah. Like I can't wait to play that at some point. It's gonna be wild.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I like to stream RPGs and play games and get spooked, and I hope that all that stuff will happen tonight.
Oh, no pressure. It's not that kind of game, Tyler. It's not that kind of game. Set the expectation now. You're in the wrong place. I'll set your expectations real low to start, and that way you'll be impressed.
Exactly.
Awesome. Okay, Jeffrey, welcome.
Well, thank you, Matt. Hi, I'm Jeff. I have been playing in Matt's other Call of Cthulhu game. He's been running us, Aaron, myself, Evan, a few others through Mask of Nyarlathotep. Is it Nyarlathotep or Nyarlathotep?
I don't know how to pronounce any of these names.
There's a lot of letters in that name, and I run out of steam like halfway through the word. Yeah, so it's exciting to kind of get to another one. I'm really looking forward to my character, but we'll talk about him later. There might be PvP like right off the bat. I think we talked about that ahead of time.
No.
But yeah, it's really exciting. No, just a little bit.
I'm not prepared for that.
That's why it's going to happen.
Thursday nights. No.
But yeah, I do the same thing like Tyler. I stream games all throughout the week, various places. So yeah, sometime usually this time of night, I'm on one of like 3 or 4 different channels. So running games or playing in games.
That's true.
So, good times.
I don't know where you find the time.
If I don't do this kind of stuff, then my thoughts catch up with me, and that's just scary and dark. So it keeps me busy and happy.
True? Oh, Melissa, welcome to the game. Is this true?
This is what we do.
Yeah. Welcome, Melissa.
Welcome. Nice to be here. Melissa with Adventures in Lollygagging. I'm excited to be here. Jeff's been running our group through Impossible Landscapes on Friday night, so looking forward to trying this out.
Yeah, a little bit Cthulhu action. I can't live up to Jeff's Delta Green games. I'm sorry.
Oh, stop it. We're doing Mask of Nyarlathotep.
And we're doing the train one after.
Oh, nice.
Oh, Oriental
Oh.
Express.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oriental.
Isn't it going to take
Wow.
like 4 years to finish Masks?
Yeah.
Ah,
I want
okay,
to
so
I want to do Beyond
I'm
the
waiting for
Mountains of
Sirens-
Madness. It's
Yeah,
right
me
back there
too.
somewhere
I'm
on
waiting
my
for
shelf.
Syrinscape to do the official sound sets, and then we'll do the train one. Then we'll do it.
Oh, they're
Okay.
gonna do that. Sweet.
I hope so. I don't, hey, nobody take my word for it just because we're on the Syrinscape channel. I'm just hoping they do it. Now that it's been re-released. Evan, welcome.
hi, Matt.
Hello, Evan.
Yeah, you can find me, Aaron, and Jeff play a lot of games together with Matt. Tuesdays at Garblag Games, we play. Wait, what are we? Oh, we're playing this.
We're playing this
This.
Tuesday nights for the next 6 weeks.
But Thursdays, we're playing Delta Green. Jeff's running us through that. Our characters really love each other. It's great friendships all
Very
around.
wholesome.
Yeah. And then Sundays, we're continuing Alien
Yeah.
with my grandma.
That's right. That's right. And last but certainly not least, Aaron, welcome.
Thank you, Matt. Thanks for having me. I'm Aaron. My first Call of Cthulhu game was in 1981 with the first edition.
Oh my gosh.
So I've been loving Call of Cthulhu from the very beginning, and I'm very excited to play in this game with all of these fine people.
1980s. Whew. What year? 1981?
1980, I think it was 81, might have been 82, but I think it was 81,
That's the year I was born.
which was my freshman year of high school. Hence, I'm much older than everyone else here.
Or you just started playing games
That's
like when you were an infant.
That's
And
true. Could have been a
What better game to introduce an infant to than Call of Cthulhu, right?
Yeah,
That's
right.
the perfect
It
one.
was funny. I had
Yeah.
I had the Keeper's book in the car with me today, and my 5-year-old's in the car, and I was like, I'm doing a Call of Cthulhu tonight. And he's like, is that a kid's game? I was like, no. And he's like, can I play it? I was like, no.
Is it a kid's game? No. Can I play?
Daddy,
No.
is it a kid's game? No. You can't play Call of Cthulhu. You can make it a kid's game, I suppose. Okay, so that's the introductions. Like I said, I think the audio might have been a little garbled there at the beginning. We've had some more people filter in. So we're doing a 6-week adventure by the name of The Mound, based off the short story by H.P. Lovecraft. We're using Pulp Cthulhu as our kind of like our additional rule set. We're still using Call of Cthulhu 7th edition, but we're using the Pulp Cthulhu supplement to make some hardier characters and add a little bit of pulp flavor to our adventure as well. So they're a little hardier. They can take a little bit more hits. They can take a little bit more sanity. They'll have a little bit more luck. It's a little bit more entertaining all around for people watching at home. And once again, a big thank you to Syrinscape for inviting us on here to do this. So we can get started with our adventure, shall we?
Yes.
Shall we? So the year is 1928, and all of you see a rather mundane, pretty generic ad in your local newspaper, wherever you are. I'm assuming you're spread out all across the United States and Canada, all over the country, all over the nation, right? Because one of you is from Canada.
I think all of us are from Winnipeg. I think that was.
I
I
hope
think
so.
everyone's Canadian. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would
Yeah,
make this-
totally.
that would make this so much easier. And so you're doing whatever you do, drifting, I don't know, being Canadian, whatever it is. And this ad jumps out at you in your local newspaper, and it says, "Seeking adventurous types for expedition in Oklahoma. Send your credentials to 4375 West Essex Road, Arkham, Massachusetts, care of Jacob Hurst. Only those with strong character and fortitude need apply." And something about that ad kind of gets all of your attention. And for whatever reason, you jot things down, you send off why you would be fit to go on this expedition. You don't know any details, you don't know anything about it, but something about that ad just kind of grabbed you. So you sent off why you would be a good pick for this. There's no talk of money or anything. But still, you applied. Weeks later, you'd almost completely forgotten that you had replied to this newspaper article. When something arrives in the mail, you get a telegram. It says, "Congratulations! You've been selected for the expedition in Oklahoma. Meet at train station in Oklahoma City on September 5th. Ticket will be waiting for you in your name at the ticket booth. J.H." And you all now must make your way down to Oklahoma City from wherever you are. What are your various means of getting to Oklahoma? I'm curious as your GM.
Is there? I assume.
There's
Taxi.
train.
So Kazimir Rhine would take the train from Chicago. He's in Chicago. He's studying at Northwestern, working on his doctorate degree in psychology. So he needs a break. He needs a break from school. He's still dealing with the trauma of World War I. So he sees this as an opportunity to clear his mind. So he jumps on a train, first opportunity, with his old military kit bag, and heads to Oklahoma.
Very nice. Okay.
So, Matt, for the Brazen Bolt, might we say that it's less of he received an invitation and more he just happens to have jumped on this train because that is what this drifter does?
Sure. Yes, you could be riding the rails. Yeah.
He has no idea what he's doing. He just hops on this train, escaping the cruel, abusive carnival folk who had just treated him poorly for decades, and going from job to job. I'm 40. I like playing guys in their 40s. I don't know why that is. It's really weird. I just just totally random. Totally random
resonates.
Number. It's not at all meaningful. But yeah. So I think maybe he just hitches a ride. He just hops on the train at some point.
And just ride the
because
rails.
He's big and strong and he looks kind of intimidating. Everyone needs someone.
So you didn't reply, but you're going to end up there. That's your game.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, because I don't know if you would have a mailbox.
No, that's fair.
Or possibly the ability to read or write.
Sure.
Yeah.
I like it. Anybody else? How are you getting there? Is just taking the train?
I was pretty sure I was gonna ride my moose there.
No. You're gonna portage there.
Okay, yeah, I'll take the train.
All right. Everybody else on the train. All right.
My character is going to get driven by one of their interns.
You have an intern?
I'm a scientist. I have a whole bunch of people willing to do things for me.
All right. Do you have like a private practice that you do? Like, what kind of scientist are you? Where do you work? Do you work at a school or a university? What's your?
I'd say I work in a university. Yeah, for sure. I think that there's some stuff that goes on in Halifax, does it not? For Call of Cthulhu. So we'll say I'm in a university in Halifax, good old home for me. And yeah, they're like, oh man, we gotta get you down there. And I'm like, all right, intern B, you're driving. They're like, I don't have a driver's license. I'm like, well, then you're gone. Who else doesn't have a license?
All right,
they're
boy.
like, oh.
All right, boy, you gotta get me down there. Bye.
Yeah.
Abusing your research and teaching assistants. This is outside of my purview. Oh, that's great. Also sounds familiar.
Annie will be driving herself.
Annie's gonna drive cross country.
Sleeping in her car. Living? She's coming from Omaha. So
Omaha, Nebraska.
A bit of a drive, especially back then, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the highways are probably barely built. They're all going to be dirt roads. You're not going to have
driving through farmlands, I'm imagining.
Off-roading. I like it.
Yep.
Okay. So, you all make your way there. And, Aaron, your character is the first to arrive. Is it Kaz?
Kaz, yeah. He goes by Kaz.
You're the first to arrive. You arrive Oklahoma City. You arrive like the evening before September 5th. And is there anything you want to do? Is there anything you want to scope out? You know you need to go to the train station.
So Kaz, he's a average height guy. Well, he's a little on the short side. He's about 5'8", kind of slight build. He's wearing a nice suit, but it's an older suit and it's a little threadbare. But he clearly tries to take care of it. And when he gets off of his train, his face is buried in a journal and he's writing notes. And he's writing notes in it. And he barely looks up at people. And he's like, oh, where was the train station? Do I want to stay here all night? Do I want to? No. I'll find I'll find some place to have a cup of coffee. And then he wanders off in a random direction, still making notes, looking for a coffee house.
Yeah, you easily could find it, especially near a train station. Yes, there are cafes, diners in all over this area, catering to people who are coming in all hours of day and night in Oklahoma City. That's not an issue.
So he would go in and sit in a booth as far away from the door as he can get, and just once again bury his head in his journal as he's jotting notes down.
Okay. Is there anything in particular you want to make notes on, or
he's working on his doctorate thesis in the study of witches. He's helping bring in the science of parapsychology, and he's trying to make it a recognized school at Northwestern after the original psychology department opened up in 1909. So he's working to try to disprove witchcraft, and so he's just refining his notes on everything on the research he'd been doing.
Right. All right. So it's not very full in the diner tonight. There are only a handful of people kind of coming and going. It's all folks who are either waiting for a train or who have come from a train. And all people who don't have anybody waiting for them. You don't know where they're headed. So yeah, you sit down, take a booth, some music playing, people coming and going. You're offered up some service. Specialty is apple pie.
Yes, that would be nice. A cup of coffee and a slice of apple pie, please. And thank you so much.
And the waitress kind of looks at you funny. She goes, "You got it." And she's kind of taken back by your manners.
That's quite kind of you. Thank you. No whipped cream though. Just the apple pie, please.
How about ice cream?
Oh, now you're tempting me. Well, all right then. Perhaps yes, some vanilla ice cream on the side.
It is.
But on the side of the apple pie, that you've got to get the exact right ratio of apple pie to ice cream in every bite. And if it's on top, you cannot get that ratio. If you please, I would appreciate that.
Yeah, she's looking at you kind of like, "All right, pal. You were nice to start, but now you're getting weird." She turns and takes off. Our next to arrive is your character, Melissa.
Yes.
So it's late evening. You also arrived the day before. Annie. Is there anything you want to do? You can go to the train station. You can see if your tickets are ready already. You can get a room.
So, yeah, so Annie has been, I'm going to say it probably took at least a day or so to make this drive.
At least.
So Annie is definitely dusty, dirty. She's just kind of wearing kind of overalls. She's got short, curly red hair. And so really the first thing she's going to do is definitely find a room so that she can at least just kind of splash some water on her face.
Yeah, and again, if you're in the area of the train station, it's not an issue to find a room. You can find very affordable, cheap rooms here. You can also find higher classrooms. What is it you're looking for?
Bare minimum cheap. She's
all right.
kind of farmland. She is not putting on airs at all.
Sure, you can find a room here. Really run down, beat up place, probably right next to the tracks, really loud whenever a train rolls in for just a couple pennies a night.
That works, and then she'll be looking for some food, so she may end up in the same place as Kaz.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you wander into the same diner as Kaz does. So you go into there. There's a few people coming and going. You see a man sitting in a booth, jotting down notes. You're kind of like watching the room. Kaz, what are you doing? What's your demeanor?
Yeah, he seems preoccupied with his notes, but if you pay close attention, like every 3 heartbeats, he looks up and scans the room. Like he's always concerned about who's coming in. Doesn't move his head, just picks his eyes up and scans the room.
So
That's nice.
Annie will take a take a table that's sort of an eye shot to just sort of keeping an eye on who comes in here and who she's supposed to be meeting with.
Sure. So yeah, there's no instructions who to meet with. You just have the train tomorrow. You can pick up your ticket at the booth at any time with your name on it. We'll leave the two of you there for a few hours until you want to call it a night. I'm going to say the rest of you are going to roll in the next day. So unless the two of you want to do anything else, we're going to fast forward to the middle of the night when old Brazen Bull rolls into town, riding the tracks. Is there anything else the two of you want to do at the diner? Or are you just going to call it a night after a couple hours?
Yeah, after he eats his pie, he would also go search for a room. A little bit nicer.
A little bit nicer?
Not pennies, maybe $1.
Sure. Oh, okay. I was going to say a nickel. Okay, yeah.
But
dollar, that's big time here in 1928.
And when he gets into his room, though, he moves the dresser in front of the door and then pulls the blanket out on the floor, pushes it under the bed, and rolls under the bed to go to sleep.
Very good. All right. Do you have any weird behaviors there, Melissa?
No, I would say Annie's just going to make sure, kind of windows are open and she's, kind of getting fresh air. She's looking forward to sleeping on an actual mattress, having slept in the backseat of the... I'm actually going to say that she's in a truck. So she had kind of a bit of a bedroll in the bed of the truck. So she's looking forward to having a mattress for the night.
Okay. All right. So, Brazen Bull, you're riding the tracks. It's the middle of the night. You've been riding for quite some time, and you can see ahead of you the bright lights of a city. You don't know what city. You don't know where you're going. But you got to hop off here before you get caught by those damn railway police.
So I imagine he's probably been huddled in the shadows of one of these carts. There's probably a couple other hobos on the rails.
Yeah.
But he's by himself, and he's just this big hulking mass in the corner. And anytime anyone kind of looks his way, he just kind of growls underneath his breath, and they just look away. They move away, and he hops off probably before the train gets there, which is probably the practice. You don't want to get off when everybody else is getting off.
Right.
So we hop off maybe like a quarter or half a mile before there. And he's huge. He's like 6'5" or so. He's got big old broad shoulders. You got this giant wide brimmed hat. Everything on him is like brown and dark gray, with the exception of like tucked underneath, like his collar, almost wearing it like a tie. He's got this like yellow scarf that just he tucks underneath. And as he hops down, he kind of dusts himself off. He straightens out his sleeves, makes sure that his sleeves are covering like all of his arms. You can see these tiny little brands that are just like underneath the cuffs. That are barely peeking out. And he's got this huge beard, fixed his hat, which looks kind of askance. He doesn't have much with him. He probably just has like some canvas that he's wrapped up into a bag, not an actual proper bag. You hear it kind of clinking here and there. Maybe he's got some cans that he picked up along the way. And he wanders into town. And I think what he probably would start doing is, since you said it's late at night, I think he'll start kind of scavenging in the alleyways behind probably the same restaurant that Kaz and Annie were at, looking to see what kind of finds he might have.
Sure. All right. So this thing is slowing down. It's heading into the station. You got some guys playing harmonica here on the back of the train car with you.
Amazing Grace.
And I look over at him. Quiet. Don't want to hear none of that music. Turn it off.
He just kind of shoots you a look and kind of goes back and keeps playing his harmonica, ignoring you.
Just growl. I'm just growling.
Shove off. And the train slowly pulls in the station as you hop off. And the harmonica gets fainter and fainter, and the train comes to a stop in the station. And you wander off. And you beat the crowd. So this is before people are generally getting off the train. You go behind the same diner that Annie and Kaz were at, and you start going through the garbage cans in the back. And you find some scraps of food back there. Some leftover pieces of pie, a hunk of steak, maybe a burger that's half eaten, sandwich.
Fighting off like dogs and alley cats and stuff just to make sure I get to it.
Yeah.
growling at them as I do.
The crowded carriage got really loud all of a sudden.
This is my alley. All you get lost.
Yeah, everybody's fighting over that bologna sandwich that you found there.
This is Oklahoma. I stake the claim. Get on out of here.
And you eat sandwich. You kind of you're a little bit satisfied. Really, it hasn't done much. You wipe your face and you start looking around, and people are filing off the train. And that's when you notice a man who really looks out of his element. He's very dapper, very well dressed man, very refined looking, but he's large. He's big like you. He's wearing a suit. It's brown in color. He's got a white colored shirt, a tie. Hair is slicked back, all fancy. And you see him. He's at the ticket booth, and he's got an umbrella. He taps on it. Pardon me. I believe you have a ticket for me. For Mr. Nathan Freeport. And the person behind the ticket booth is just kind of shuffling. Yes, here you go. Here's your ticket. The train doesn't leave until tomorrow, Mr. Freeport. Very good. Where can I find a room for the night? Much better than these surroundings. You can head on into downtown. You can take a carriage going to downtown. You'll find a much nicer place than these around here. Very good. And he wanders off. He wanders over towards the diner, and you see him kind of like holding his hand up, his cane, his umbrella, trying to get the attention of maybe a carriage or someone to take him further into the city and away from the rough tracks.
I will. I'll skirt. I'll move up to him. Keep my hat on.
This way, sure. I got yourself a carriage over here. I'll gladly take it. Just right down this, right over here, other side of this here restaurant.
What? He kind of looks in the shadows and he squints. Who is that?
No, it's right. It's just right over here. I can take care of you, sir.
I don't see a carriage. What?
It's only a kid. It's right around the corner of the building, sir.
Do you want to make me a roll?
I'd bring it to you, but the horses.
Do you want to fast talk him? Do you want to?
If he's going to give me lip, I'll get up his face.
Get in the goddamn alley right now before I break your face.
Do you want to make me an intimidate roll?
I would like to make an intimidate.
All right,
Clearly, his tactics are changing.
Roll me intimidate. I was like,
well, he was being so unreasonable.
I'm not good at fast talk. We're gonna just fast track this to intimidate. Woo!
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
wow. You're really
Nice.
good at intimidating.
Very good. Double. Okay. Yeah, so he gets all flustered. He looks around. Okay, all right. You don't need to raise your voice. There's no need to get cross with me. And he scoops up his briefcase and his belongings, and he hustles into the back alley, and he walks in front of you, and you're now behind him, and he turns right. There's no carriage back here. What is
And
the
so
meaning of this?
I would like to take like a crate or something back here and smash it over his head and try and knock him out.
Okay.
So my goal is like just to knock him out. I'm not trying to hurt him
Yeah.
or anything. I just want to knock him out. So it's a fighting maneuver basically.
Okay. Go ahead and make me your roll, please.
All right. So roll fighting brawl. That's success.
Oh my gosh.
Ow.
Yeah, sorry. Let me look at the woo.
I'm not trying to hurt him. I'm just
Why
trying to knock him out. Just trying to
Why are
knock
you
him unconscious.
Smashing my character's head.
No, this is not you.
Your character. I'm stealing my ticket. That's what I'm doing.
This is not you.
I thought this was Matt giving me an opportunity to steal a
Yeah,
ticket.
because he doesn't have a
That's
ticket.
what I thought.
This
We're
is-
on the same
Yeah,
page. We're on the
gave
same
him-
page.
I gave
We're
him
good.
an opening here. Here. Oh, here we go. Dark alleyways. Let's see what
I'm
this.
picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah, see, Jeff knows. This is our chance to kill Evan and take Big Bertha from him.
That's right.
Yeah. So you.
Then I turned a shotgun on him.
No.
Yeah. So you crack this crate over his head, and he just kind of crumples to the ground. Oh, you hear him say it as he falls. My
Good night,
word.
little buddy.
I will rifle through his things, look for whatever I can find. Obviously the ticket.
Yeah. there's
But if he's got anything else, loose change, cough drops, I don't care. I'll take just about anything.
Yeah, he's got $15 on him, and a combination of bills and change, which is a lot for this time. It's a lot of
Now
money.
I'm size 80, so would his clothes fit me?
He is a large man, so he's
Okay.
like you're not fat, you're like built, right?
Oh.
Yeah,
No.
he's a built man. Like, he was very dapper and all that, but he was very, very in very good shape.
Okay. I will switch out our clothes. I will give him my clothes. I will take his with the exception of my yellow scarf that I will keep. And my hat. Does he have a big wide brim hat?
He does.
Okay, then I will take that one.
Like a fedora kind of hat, big wide brim.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got
So he'll switch them briefly, and ever so slightly, you'll see like in the shadows, there's like these two like calcium deposits that are growing in his forehead. Like you could tell, like this was likely his carnival sideshow attraction, hence why they called him the Bull. Because he's got these two little bumps right at the top of his forehead that he tries to cover with his hat.
Yeah. All right, and you take a look at the ticket, and it's for the 10:45 to Union City, Oklahoma, on track 4, and specifically car 6. You have a ticket for.
Okay. I've been to Union City before.
10:45.
Hopefully the Carney's not there though.
He says to no one.
Yeah.
I was about to ask, like, who is there with
A
you?
cat just goes, "Meow," and knocks over a trash can.
I hit the cat with a crate.
Oh no!
I'm just trying to knock it out, guys. I'm not trying to hurt it.
All right, are you gonna spend the night? You're gonna go somewhere, and then you have money, or are you just gonna spend the night in the street in your nice new suit?
I know I wouldn't know what to do with myself in a bed.
But I will. Yeah, I'll find a nicer part to sleep in. Nicer
Okay.
part of the city to sleep in.
yeah. You head into downtown. You go find a nice hotel. Next morning, I'm gonna say that the next few arrive. So we have Benji and Dr. Cecile Davenport, aka Lucy. You both arrive in Oklahoma City. And when you arrive, it's early morning, we'll say around 8 a.m., and the train station itself is just like a hustle and bustle of activity. There are trains coming and going, and there are people everywhere, and the city is awake now. Everybody's about their business, especially this late in the morning. What do either you want to do? Do you want to go straight to get your tickets? What do you want to do?
Yeah, I'd have my assistant get me to where I can get my ticket as soon as possible. I'm like, we're already a days late. We should have been here yesterday.
Yes, Miss Davenport. I apologize. I'm so sorry.
Dr. Davenport.
Doctor.
Wow. What? Oh, you better be lucky I don't have time to write a letter when I'm down there. You might lose your spot there, kid.
I'm so sorry, Doctor. Please forgive me.
I'll think about it.
Yes, and they hustle and they go get you your ticket, and they come back with the exact same ticket, the same train card, the same time, the same everything. So that's in this morning, and it's only a couple hours from now. Benji,
Okay.
are you gonna do the same? What's your game here?
Yeah, I think he would grab his ticket and he would anxiously kind of go really, really early and sit, at the little benches for his train and just wait and kind of look at the maps of Oklahoma and other wilderness gear. So Benji is like imagine like a Boy Scout leader or something. That's what he's dressed up as. He has like the green overalls with patches on them. He has like a little hat on. He has a big backpack that has Big Bertha, which is like a really large shotgun that's really finely made, like really, really nice. But Benji's really clean. He also has a little barn owl that has like a little rope like attached to it, so it can like kind of hop around him. And Benji's just gonna sit there and wait patiently and just kind of do some research about where he is and where his ticket's saying he's going and try to understand the location.
You have a missed opportunity. You could have been a Mountie instead of a Boy Scout.
Yeah.
A Mountie.
That's too serious.
Red Sarge. What?
You wouldn't let me ride a moose, so
They don't ride
Red.
moose. They ride horses.
The red
no,
coats
they
would
do.
totally
They
stand
ride
out.
moose.
I played a Mountie in Deadlands. It was great. All right. All right. So the next morning breaks, and Annie and Kaz And Brazen Bull, I'll call you that. It's gonna make me smile every time.
Just call me Bull. It's
Bull.
all right.
You wake up the next morning. You head back. I'm assuming you head back to the train station, or what's your game plan here? You've got your tickets to pick up. You have an appointment to make. You have been selected for this journey, this expedition, and you don't know much about it.
Kaz would rise a little before dawn, roll out from under the bed, make the bed, clean up the room, then field strip and clean his Mauser, then put it back in his bag, then write down a note to himself about the hotel. Then, right as the sun was coming up, he would make sure that he was at the train station.
Very good. All right, you're there. You get the same ticket, same information, with your name written on it. Annie, Bull, you make your way early.
You can go ahead, Melissa.
So Annie drove here, and so Annie's a little distressed about leaving her pickup truck.
Right.
So Annie's going to try to ask for some information about how far away is this Union City.
Yeah, you ask a local, and they go, "Oh, it's a couple hours drive away." What are you doing? What's your business in Union City?
I'm trying to figure that out, and she tries to do the math and realizes that she's probably now going to be late if she doesn't take the train. And
That's
so
a
she
fancy
is-
automobile you got there, ma'am.
I mean, it gets from one place to the other, but it's rusted and, just, it's definitely seen better days. So she will see if she can find someone, like a garage, that she could leave it with.
You find garages aren't really the norm back in 1928, we'll say. You are in a large city in Oklahoma City. It could
So
take you some
mechanic
time.
somewhere.
Mechanic, you can find maybe a livery that you could stash it in with some horses. That'd be much easier. You could talk them into maybe allowing you to keep your truck there. I was going to say Jeep, which have not invented yet. Your truck there.
It's a Ford.
In the meantime, of course it's a Ford. And it's black. It's the only color they come in.
Of course.
But yeah, you can go to like a livery.
Okay.
And strike a deal to store your truck there for a few days, whatever. Yeah, the gentleman who runs this, sure, I can put it in one of the stalls, but it'll cost you.
How much will it cost me?
It'll cost you. How long you gone for?
I don't actually know.
So indefinitely?
I'll give you an advance. Let's say a week.
A week. $2.
Try to haggle.
Okay, sure. What do you want to talk him down? I like it. Do you want to use like fast talk? Like what approach are you using here with him? Charm, fast talk, intimidate.
I don't know that I'm.
Punch him in the
Good.
face.
Hypnosis.
Persuade is another one.
I'll try intimidate. I've got 15, so we'll
Oh,
see how
didn't-
this goes.
So how are you? Okay, go ahead.
Oh no, wait, no, not intimidate, not intimidate. Sorry, persuade.
Persuade. Okay, yeah, go ahead and persuade him.
All right. Why is this not working?
Make sure your character sheet is locked.
Oh, good point.
Right next to the.
Oh,
He looks
boy.
at you and you try to talk him down, and he kind of rubs his chin. He goes, No, I think $2 is quite fair for what you're asking, especially if you don't know when you're coming back. I could be having a pony in that spot.
Yes, sir. She is clearly from a farm. Doesn't really see much city. Doesn't really do a whole lot of this kind of stuff. So she's just going to pay the $2.
Sure.
And at this point, she is going to be running late.
Okay.
And so she's going to have to be kind of gathering all of her stuff and just running to the train station.
And that falls in your daily credit rating use, I assume.
Yeah, I've got decent credit, I believe.
Okay. Very good. So you don't need to take any money off or worry about exchanging money. It's just part of your daily spending in Call of Cthulhu. All right. Bull?
Okay, Bull's gonna get a little snack, and then he's gonna up before dawn, and then he's gonna wander outside of town, find a pond or a stream, something like that.
And I think he's going to clean himself up because he probably hasn't cleaned himself for a really long time. he's got this nice suit and he's got this ticket and he's got to get on this train. So I think he's going to take the time to clean himself up, kind of carefully take the suit off. And you can see as he does, he's got like brands all over, like everywhere, crooked, strange looking brands. They have like different symbols. It doesn't look anything particularly recognizable. Everything's kind of looks very, very painful. You can't even really see like any part of his body other than like his face and his hands that aren't like just covered in some kind of brand of some kind. But he will take a little. He will clean himself up as best he can. He will look at the ticket, try to memorize the name of the guy, and he's like, "I'm Nathan." Is it Nathan?
Nathan Freeport. Yeah.
I'm Nathan Freeport. You can call me Nate. No, that ain't right. Mr. Freeport. Nope, that Mr. Freeport. Mr. Freeport. Nathan Freeport.
And he's just gonna do that over and over again, trying to just get into his mind that he is Nathan Freeport.
Yeah. Okay, very good.
And then he'll wander back and try to he'll hit the train on time because he doesn't want it to look suspicious or strange.
Okay, so the train is there. I'm gonna say we're gonna fast forward to about the time. And Lucy, you're the first to board. You're there with your assistant. Oh, here's your ticket. Doctor, here's your ticket. I didn't almost say ma'am. Have a safe trip. Wire me when you're going to be back, and I will be here to meet you.
Perfect. And she just takes the ticket, and she puts a hand out, and she's like, "My bags? Are they already loaded onto the train?"
Of course, ma'am, doctor.
Good. I expect to see you when I see you next. And she heads into the...
I can't wait. Doctor.
And she gives a nod, and heads on into the train and finds the place to sit since her bags are already taken care of.
Yeah, so you actually have... It takes you to an actual car. So, someone there who works the ticket taker.
I love these noises.
The ticket taker
awesome.
takes your ticket. Goes, yes, follow me, ma'am. Car 6. It's a private car, and walks you through the train. And it's the last car on there. And he opens the door, and in there's a man sitting by himself. He's at a large desk in the middle of the room. There's also tables and chairs on either side of this car, and he's very frail. He's thin. He's got slicked back black hair. He looks like he's probably much older than he really is. Like something has really taken a toll on this guy, and he looks old. He stands up and he holds out a hand. He goes, "Oh, is the first of my guests. Welcome."
Hello. I assume you're JH.
I am Jacob Hurst. So glad you could join me on this expedition. And you are?
I am Dr. Davenport, but you may call me Lucy.
So glad to have you here. You have impressive credentials. I was quite lucky that you applied for this.
Yes, you are.
Yes,
would you mind telling me anything to expect?
No, we should wait till the others arrive.
Should we?
We should.
We
should.
Can I charm?
He stands up and his suit's like kind of too big for him. He's very
poor old man.
Man. He looks like he might be in his 50s, but whistles really loud as it rolls into the station. You could try to charm him. Yeah, of course you can.
And she's like, "But we have such time, just me and you here right now. We could have all kinds of conversations."
Pulls out a pocket watch. He's like, "Well, we're running right on time, but well, what is it? What is it? You can try to hit him with a charm."
Fool. All right. Regular success.
Regular success. He goes, "Okay.
Yeah.
We're heading west of here, to a very small remote town. We're gonna have to take a train to Union City, and from there we're gonna be traveling on horseback to a small town by the name of Binger, out in Cato County, and we're gonna head out there to investigate an Indian burial mound. And
I see.
We're going to excavate it.
Well, that sounds like a wonderful time. Are you going to be with us excavating as well?
Of course.
Perfect.
I have been there firsthand, and it is.
Oh.
You can say it has consumed me since I was there last, and I have wanted nothing more than to get back there, and that's why I've assembled this team.
Well, there's nothing better than engrossing yourself in work, I always say. So I am excited to see this place. Thank you for giving me this, having this extra chat with me while we wait.
Sure. He shakes your hand, and he sits back down, and then he kind of like stares off out the window, but he's just like, he's lost. He's not there. He's not there with you. He's not making idle chit chat. Just sits down, stares at the window, and just kind of like his eyes and face glaze over, like he's lost in thought.
Okay.
Kaz, you're gonna be the next to arrive. The ticket taker takes your ticket, shows you the car. Again, you're shown to this big private car. In there is a. How old is go ahead and describe.
So
Lucy
Kaz. Oh, sorry.
Describe Lucy for us.
Oh yeah. Lucy is 38 years old. She looks dainty and bookish, normally be wearing a lab coat, but right now she is wearing more of a like a suit dress, and kind of like a long skirt and a turtleneck is what she's wearing. And she has long black hair, glasses, and she just has almost a constant smug air about her at like all times, and she definitely believes that she is special, that she's where she's at because of everything she's done for herself.
Very
and
good.
she's not letting anyone take that from her.
So Kaz, you burst the door, and what do you look like? What does Lucy and this Jacob Hurst see?
So Kaz, like I said, he's about 5'8" or so. Right. He's fairly slender build, but he's in good shape. He's got short brown hair, which you can see because he never wears a hat, and kind of stormy gray eyes. He always looks either slightly preoccupied or completely focused. There's no other expression, and no other expression ever crosses his face. His hands are always slightly in motion, but the rest of his body is surprisingly still.
Very good. And the gaunt, lean man behind the desk, he kind of, you see he was like looking elsewhere, and he snaps too when the door opens, and he hops up. He goes, "Oh, another member of our party has arrived." And he gets up, and you see again this thin man wearing clothes that are much too large for him. They must have fit him at one time, and he gets up and he walks over and he holds out a hand. Jacob Hurst.
Yes, Mr. Hurst, thank you so much for this invitation. And Kaz pulls out his notepad. What were you looking at when I came in?
Oh, I was... He stops.
It's like...
Just looking at the people out there on the train platform. Young people, old people, just taking it all in. And you are Kaz?
Yes, sorry. I'm Kazimir Rhine, but please call me Kaz. A student of, the young science of parapsychology.
Yes, we will need your expertise on this expedition. Trust me. But I can't say too much now. We must wait for the others to arrive. And with that, Benji, you're going to walk up behind him. Doors open, and you walk up behind Kaz as he's talking to Jacob Hurst.
Kazimir would actually immediately, as soon as he sees that owl, take a step back, and his gray eyes go wide. And he immediately pulls his suit pockets inside out, and then pulls his handkerchief out and ties it in a knot and puts it in his right hand pocket. And he points at Benji and he says, "You have an owl on your shoulder."
Yep, yeah, I do. Just
Are
got,
you aware? Are you aware that the Egyptians considered the owl a symbol of darkness and death and cold?
Not really. I got Alf. He was rescued. You know, his wing wasn't working too well, and then all of a sudden, I nursed him to health, and now he's been with me ever since. You know, it's just I don't. I kind of look past you, like to. Can I?
And behind you, the ticket taker's like, sir, you cannot have that animal on the train. Sir, I must insist that animal cannot come in here.
It's my what do they call it? You know, when you go on certain vehicles and you need an animal. What's it called? Rescue companion.
I have no idea what you're talking about, sir. But that animal.
Emotional support companion. You know what you know?
No, I don't know. And they're trying to like pull you back.
Help!
I'm not trying to nerf his character. I take his owl jab.
So he goes.
Lucy will get up and put a hand on the shoulder of the ticket taker and say, I'm sure we can let this slide. It's but an owl and it seems very well trained.
His name's Alf. If that makes you feel better, he's named.
See,
Alf, do a trick, Alf, and he like spins in circles. Look, see, he's not gonna do anything.
The Chippewa
Perfectly
considered
trained.
the Chippewa considered them hosts for evil spirits.
All right,
And
I
they
don't
did
understand
tricks
why I have
too.
to talk to this guy. Is anyone gonna just get him away from me? He's not helping my case here with the old owl.
Yeah, at that point, Mr. Hurst, he steps forward. He kind of like gets between the ticket taker and you, and goes, I'm sure we can find a solution to this misunderstanding. And he kind of reaches in his pocket and he puts his hand in the pocket of the conductor. And
Pulls his gun out.
no, and the conductor puts
No?
his hand down his pocket. He looks, he sees there's a bill there. He goes, very good, Mr. Hurst, but make sure that it stays within your car. That thing can't be flying around and giving our passengers rabies and such.
What? It's not a dog.
Or invading their dreams and polluting their minds.
All right, I'm gonna go sit away from this guy. He's giving me the creeps.
Do we have any salt in here, Mr. Hurst?
Yes, there's some table salt on.
Don't
Dining
worry, Alf. I'll
tables there?
protect you from him.
He immediately goes over, gets the table salt, pours it out in his hand. He goes, I have to go find a stove. So I guess we could wait. Hold on. And he puts the salt back in his other pocket and he's jotting down notes. He goes, well, the ancient Greeks did think they were symbols of wisdom, but now the owl is definitely a bad sign, but never mind. It's a pleasure to meet you, sir.
I don't even care what your name is. I'm gonna go sit over here.
Yeah, sure. With that, Brazen Bull, you come on the train next. You kind of wander on. You can hear the commotion, like the tail end of the commotion of this owl, and the ticket collector's like huffing and puffing, walking past. He's like, "Damn owl on this train! Can you believe that?" As he takes the ticket from you and he starts stamping it. Oh, you're on that damn train car as well, Mr. Freeport?
Yes, I am. It's a shame what's befallen the fine railroad industry. Nobody has respect anymore.
Right? You know how it once was. The golden day of rail, the golden
Yes, sir.
age.
Those days were.
It was a privilege
some
to
of the
ride
best.
on here. You wear your Sunday bests. You ride the train. It was a big deal.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, indeed.
Yeah, come with me. I like you. I like the cut of your jib, Mr. Freeport.
Well, I enjoy your company too, sir.
Can I roll a disguise? I'm just kind of
Sure.
curious how good my
yeah,
pleading
you can roll me a
looked.
disguise, please.
I'm just kind of curious. Yeah, that's a fail. So like the suit is on, but it's like kind of maybe misbuttoned a little bit.
Yeah.
And you can see like the yellow scarf is like sticking up out of the collar somewhat. The hat is on and constantly like the brim is kind of cast forward. He's still got little specks of stuff in his beard, his big old ugly beard. And I like to think that he's still carrying his small like canvas sack, like that's his
Sure.
only luggage.
He goes,
he doesn't need it. He just.
He sees it, goes, "Sir, we can stow that in luggage for you. You don't need to bring that aboard."
And he'll instinctively just kind of pull it close and be like,
No, think it's
Sure.
rating for the trip, sir.
Okay. He kind of looks at you. He gives you a once over. He goes, the bar car is open. If you need to,
Yeah.
little hair of the dog, sir.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Do I have to do anything else?
No, I'll show you to your car, Mr. Hurst's car.
Mr. Hurst, yes. Yeah, he invited me. My name is Nathan Freeport.
Ah, very good, Mr. Freeport. Yes, I saw that on your ticket. And he ushers you in, and the others are sitting in the room, and so you're standing in the door with your fine suit all disheveled, and Hurst bounces up and goes, "Oh, another one has arrived. You are? I'm Jacob Hurst," he said, as he asks you who you are, and he holds out his hand.
I will reach out a big meaty hand, and like the sleeve will pull back. You'll see a tiny bit of brands like on the wrist, and be like,
I'm Nathan Freeport.
Oh, very good. Our lawyer is here. We have to make sure we're doing everything legally and by the law, of course.
Yeah.
and he kind of looks over at the guy who escorted him in.
Like, did you go to law school?
And then he realizes that he's a lawyer.
I'm just a joke. We, in the law community, it would kill. That people would laugh. Judges and stuff.
You know, I got an owl, but this guy doesn't even seem like he knows what he's talking about. No one's saying anything about that. I'm a little offended over here. Okay.
He can roll fast talk if he wants.
I can roll psychology.
You can roll
I don't
psychology
think I'm gonna roll.
as well.
I don't think I'm gonna roll fast talk because I think he clearly is like. I'll roll it.
You're
if you want.
mumbling. You're falling over your words.
I'll roll
yeah.
it. I'll roll it. I got
Do you want to?
5.
Remember this?
I'll roll a
this-
5%er.
Remember, once we get into Call of Duty,
No.
this is how we game the games. I'm gonna roll this. I'm gonna roll that. I'm gonna roll
I
this.
need to roll.
No, so people are. Everybody looks at you, kind of like. And Mr. Hurst kind of he clasps your hand as he shakes it. And he pulls you a little bit closer. He goes, "Are you okay, Mr. Freeport?"
And I'll say,
I had too much to drink last night. It's a tough morning.
Okay. Do you need to lie down before we meet?
No, I'll just sit quietly in the corner if that's all right with you, sir.
Yes. Can we stow that bag for you?
No, it's okay. It's
Okay.
some
What's in
reading
there?
material,
Okay.
legal books.
You brought your legal library with you?
Not the whole thing, just a few essentials.
Can I
Why
see
would you
one?
do that? That seems ridiculous.
Bull's not even looking at Benji, just like focusing, looking right down and at Mr. Hurst. That's
okay.
it.
It's okay. Very good. Why don't you just go, maybe close your eyes for a little bit, just kind of sleep it off? if you
Yes,
will?
sir.
All right.
Yes,
Very
sir.
Mr. Freeport?
Yes.
Excuse me, I overheard your name,
Oh.
Mr. Freeport.
Sorry.
Listen, I just recommend that you pull your pockets out, inside out, on your pants trip.
Will you
Because
knock it off, all right? You're just spouting nonsense, okay? This owl straight up from Canada, and they would do nothing to harm nobody except maybe a mouse for some food.
The soap.
Very, very, very,
soap.
very subtly, I will look over at Benji and I'll just say,
You talk too much, sir.
and then I will undo my pockets as suggested by Cass.
Thank you for the advice.
And then I will go sit in the corner quietly.
It's best to be prepared, just in case. I mean, it's probably nothing, just in case.
Prepared
sir.
for what?
Well, I mean, turning your pockets inside out, nodding for protection against the evil magics of an owl or a spirit in the form of an owl. I mean, everyone knows that, right? I mean, that's common knowledge, right? I mean, we all
Mr. Hurst,
understand that.
He's nodding.
Why are you nodding? That's
Have you not
even
heard this
true.
before? No, it's. Come on now.
You know, I'm gonna get off this train. I'm not wanted. Me and Alf.
It seems like the train's about to take off. Did you not hear the? You'd have to be very fast to get off in time. I'd say it's safer to stay.
The train indeed is starting to lurch forward. And Annie, you are running late and you're running into the station. You can see your train is starting to slowly leave the station. Everybody's on board.
Running and waving my ticket in the air.
Ticket collector's hanging out the door. Ma'am, it's too late. It's too late.
No, I can make it. And she's just trucking.
You're giving it all, and you're running, and you get up there, and you leap for the closest door, and you're able to snag it in time before the train picks up too much steam, and get aboard. And that was mighty impressive, ma'am.
Apologies for my tardiness. And so you see, she was sort of already looking a bit disheveled because yesterday we saw her, sort of in her overalls, and that's what she sort of seemed comfortable in. But now you see she's sort of taken one of the shirts that she would wear under the overalls, and she's sort of rolled the sleeves down, and it looks like they've really never been rolled down before, but they're kind of, the sleeves are rolled down, and kind of she's wearing these pants that kind of the belt is kind of very tight on them, and they're very sort of baggy, and she's kind of trying, she was already not really feeling comfortable, and now she's been running, and so now she's just trying to smooth everything out and just try to look a bit more presentable, and then kind of continue on into the train.
Very good. Oh, you're the last guest of Mr. Hurst. Let me show you to your car.
Thank you, sir.
And he takes you back there and swings the door open, and there's a cast of characters waiting for you inside this room.
Hello, everyone. Sorry for my tardiness. Annie.
You like owls?
Nope.
I have no opposition to owls.
Great, me and you can be friends then, because these people are just rude.
Well,
But
it's
you do realize that in India, they believe if you eat the eye of an owl that you pluck out, you gain night vision. So perhaps there are some cultures that revere them. But most think they're very evil. I think. Yes, my notes are very clear on this.
so. Is that what we're here to do? We're here about owls. Is that? Well, that's
Mr. Hurst,
interesting.
who wanders over, he shakes your hand. Annie, I'm glad you could join us. We're going to need your skills out there in the field. But that is not why we're here. We are here for an important undertaking. And I'm glad you all replied to my advertisement in the newspaper. And I feel that you are the best of the bunch that applied. And we'll be successful.
You're confident when you say those words, right? Because that guy doesn't seem like he knows what he's talking about. And he points at Bull.
What?
Sir, the train is moving. Have you ever exited a train when it's moving?
No.
Would you like to start now?
My gun's pretty big. And he pulls out Big Bertha.
Okay. I will go headbutt Benji.
I will shoot at him. All right.
No, not like this.
Yeah.
Jeff called
Told
it.
you, man.
Oh,
We called it, man.
All right, roll your brawl.
No, do we roll initiative? There's no
I
way
gotta
you
roll
can-
initiative.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
no.
his-
You're taking him by surprise. You're just gonna walk up and headbutt him.
What do you mean? He literally said, I pull out my gun, and he's like, I'm gonna headbutt you.
No, it's
Well,
fine. I get you, man. Okay.
Initiative is based off your dex, and if you got a gun, it's
60.
dex plus 50. If you got a
He'll
gun,
get the shot off. That's fine.
150.
150. You level your gun, and Mr. Hurst jumps in between the two. He goes, "Oh, wait! Do not be. No, this is not how this is gonna start." And he gets between the two of you. He stands right in front of your shotgun. Big Bertha. It's like pressed up against his chest.
I'm just looking at Bull. I don't know his name. I'm just staring at him.
Mr. Freeport, to you.
Kaz taps on the barrel of your shotgun. He goes, if you load this with blessed rock salt and silver, there are several things in the Southwest that you could hurt with that. The chupacabra can be stopped with blessed rock salt and silver.
With that, Mr. Hurst turns around. Yes, I've read that. You are correct.
Is that why you're here, Benji?
Maybe, I don't know.
So you're not a North African trained sorcerer, and that's why you have an owl.
No.
Okay. Thank you. It's still a pleasure to meet you, even though you don't want to talk to me.
Annie will continue talking to Mr. Hurst and just say, you mentioned that we were the best of the people who applied. Did you have a lot of applicants?
I did. I was flooded with applicants. But your various skills were what I needed for this. I think we can get down to business, don't you? We're all here?
I'm still staring at Mr. Freeport.
Yeah, the minute Jacob Hurst moves, I will continue to headbutt Benji.
Oh, well, then I guess I'm firing because we're not.
The minute he moves. I said quick to anger, Matt.
I know. Goes, all right. Can we please all calm down? Maybe a drink will relieve everyone's nerves.
He's just not going to move. He's just going to the whole time.
You pulled a gun on me, sir.
Benji, do you think you could maybe put that gun away?
What do you mean? Why am I the bad guy? He threatened to throw
Nobody
me
else
out of a
is throwing
train.
firearms in here. No,
You pulled a gun on me,
he's
sir.
a
He probably
lawyer.
doesn't have one.
He's
not a lawyer.
lawyer.
Pull out
He's
some
not-
books out of that thing then. Prove
He's
it.
not going to throw you off the train. That's just some Yale humor.
What kind of lawyer is 6'5"?
I would say a tall one. Yes, very tall.
He's like
He's
hunched
very
because like the
tall.
trades are so short.
He doesn't even fit in here.
Quite
Well,
impressive.
You know, others could say things about your owl, sir.
I don't
I do-
understand. It's just a creature of nature.
I do
And
have
he's
a few
been
more
saying
points.
a bunch of stuff. I don't understand.
Sir, I've been nothing but polite on this train. You've been obnoxious to everybody.
I didn't say anything to the Annie.
I am late to arrive. Did you, Mr. Hurst, do any sort of vetting as to folks that would work well together, or did you just take the best of
Oh, I took the best of the bunch. I
available?
assumed everything would come together naturally.
Well then.
I mean, I'm not putting the gun away until he like backs away. Like I know he's not going to just turn
He
around.
turns
and go,
won't
to
happen.
to you, Bull, and goes, please, Mr. Freeport, can we put an end to this?
Sir, he pulled a gun on me, and it's still out.
No, it's on me now. Don't you worry.
I will gently move Hurst out of the way and stand in front of him.
Sir, if anyone's taking a shotgun blast from this little tool,
That was
Are
a
you
bad
gonna
word.
shoot him, Evan? Please don't.
it's gonna be me and not you. As
No,
long as
no,
I'm
it's
around,
just
you're
I'm the one who
safe,
takes
sir.
the shotgun blast. Please, let's get down to business.
If he gets closer, I'll fire at him.
Until he puts the gun away, Bull will not relent. There's no way. There's a gun
Okay,
pulled
so
out in the middle of the cart. No way.
I forget if you can use. I'm gonna try to charm Bull to calm him down. Essentially, Dr. Lucy will get up and to try and stop this, put a hand on Bull's shoulder and say, I'm sure that you can find a use for your excessive strength elsewhere from demolishing this man and his owl. And I will.
You want to roll charm?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There we go.
So you can oppose this. But, that's really good.
Hard.
That's a hard success. So you can oppose it by either rolling the same skill or psychology.
God.
So
Oof.
Like, please calm down.
Wait, so I'm getting mind control?
You're getting
Well,
you're getting charmed.
you're being charmed. Dr. Davenport is charming you.
Hand on the
So
shoulder.
you can oppose. You can make an opposing roll. You can try to or
or
charm. You can use the
Headbutt,
same
Jeff.
skill.
Do it.
Or
I want to.
Resist it.
That's
Yeah.
a fail.
Yeah, so Dr. Davenport kind of gets in between the two of you and focuses on you, Bull, and tries to talk you out of this to sit back down and de-escalate the situation.
It's like, yes, just come take a seat beside me instead of bothering
No,
with
thank you.
Benji.
I will turn around and I will go back to the back of the train.
All right.
And I will, in my mind, I'd be like,
there's two that are gonna get off early.
Davenport.
As I go and sit down.
Oh no! All right. With that, Mr. Hurst clears his throat, try to cut the tension. Shall we get down to business?
Oh, yes, sir.
Very good. So, by trade, well, let me introduce myself, Jacob Hurst. By trade, I'm a Native American ethnologist, and I was in this region back in 22. I was working with the Cheyenne in the region, and I heard tales of ghosts and other sorts of nonsense. And it all revolved around this Native American burial ground nearby. The people themselves, the Cheyenne, wouldn't talk of it. I heard of it from the settlers over in Binger, which is a town near the reservation, near this mound. And that's where we're ultimately heading to. We have to make a stop in Union City, and we have to get on horseback, and we'll have to make a trip via horseback out to Binger. Unfortunately, there's no train service out there, so hopefully you've gathered all your belongings you needed in Oklahoma City before we move forward. But, like I said, I heard tale of ghosts, spirits. I myself, with my own eyes, saw strange lights, blue lights emanating from this mound, like a bright beacon shining in the sky in the middle of the night. Magnificent! But there's nothing that could have produced that sort of light in nature. But everybody told me to stay away. I asked and I pried with the Cheyenne, and I try and get some information. I asked, are those your kinsfolk that are buried down there? Is it a burial mound? What is it? And they just told me, no, those people. They referred to them as those people, the old people, they who dwell below. So they have nothing to do with them. They are not their people whatsoever, and they seemed frightened when they spoke of them. There's a very old wise man there. He claims to be well over 100 years old, the name of Gray Eagle. And he claimed that there is a big spirit living underneath that mound. And I have to say that curiosity got the better of me. And one day, I went out there with a mule and a shovel in the day. And I set out to dig into that mound and get a better look and understanding of what was in there. Now, by the time I got there, the specter that's usually atop had disappeared. I couldn't track him whatsoever. But, we'll get to that later. Nothing about ghosts or anything like that at this point. But, rather, let's get back to what I found. I got out there, and I started to dig, and I dug, and I dug, for about 3/4 of an hour before my shovel finally hit something. And I dug up this relic, and he reaches under the table and he pulls out this something covered in a cloth. It's covered in a white cloth. It's about 24 inches high, maybe 12 inches wide, and he lifts this thing up. It seems heavy, and he sets it down on the table and he pulls back this white cloth sheet, and you see this statue of this hunched over figure with its hands and feet kind of at the same angle. Big back is hunched up. You see wings on its back and an octopus-like face on it. Because I found this very odd artifact in there. Are you familiar with Cthulhu? Any of you? No?
I don't believe that's not one of the Cheyenne gods. That's not Maheo or Wehoil.
Kind of laughs. No, much older, elder god. Said he slumbers in the oceans, waiting for a sign to awaken one day. But, well, it's neither here nor there. But this thing, look at it. And, everybody looking at it, you can make me an archaeology or anthropology roll. Kind of looking over it. And he presents it for you to study. It is covered in strange runes, like the likes of you've never seen before. Kaz, you look this thing over, and this is not carved of any stone found on Earth. You've never seen minerals such as this.
Johnstown Samus, you do know that this is there's no minerals like this on Earth. This is not from this planet. I mean, I am no geologist, but I mean, I know the statuary. This is not right.
He gets kind of excited, and he's like, he like buys into your energy. He goes, yes, I know. This is why we need to find out what's there. It has consumed me for the last few years. After that, the day just seemed to go by. I lost all track of time. Next thing I know, it's dusk. The sun is going down. I was warned never to be here at night. I heard voices all around me. I heard the sound of hooves thundering on the plains around me, but yet there was nobody near. There was no animals. So I did as fast as I could. I gathered this up. I got back to my mule, and I rode back into Binger, where I told the others of what I had seen, and I showed them the object. And the locals told me tales of others who had made their way out there over the decades and over the years and found similar things, or have never come back, or come back insane. And I want to make it our quest to go out there and find out what else is there, what is underneath there, what is hiding, what are these old people, who are these that are referred to as they who dwell below. We are going to uncover and find out exactly what is under that mound.
So you've just been like carrying this around in your pocket for like weeks?
No, not in my pocket. This thing is too large to be in my pocket. I've had it for years. And I've wanted to know more ever since.
And you say that this is some sort of water creature? Like the Mene or Axectea?
Oh no, this is much more. Are you familiar with Yig? No? The snake god? No?
Oh, I mean, I know of Set and Sekhmet and several snake gods.
Nyarlathotep.
These words, they mean nothing to me. I mean, I have studied some of the occult libraries throughout the world, but I don't know. I do not know these names. What you said?
Nyarlathotep? No.
Nyarlathotep? No. Yig, you say?
Maybe I didn't hire the right man for the job. And he kind of looks away.
He's like, and he looks up as well, and he goes. Kaz goes, maybe you didn't hire the right person for the job, but I would be very excited to see where this takes us anyway. Do you have any manuscripts about these elder gods that you speak of? I would be fascinated in studying their mythology.
No. I have seen texts, and it has taken its toll on me. And you when he says that, you see kind of like make me a psychology roll. Anybody can make a psychology roll. He's talking to basically all of you. You're all kind of hunched around the table, listening to this man speak. Benji.
I'll spend the luck to
make that a success.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, like, all right. So Lucy and Annie and Kaz, all of you, you see, like, when he says that it's taken a toll, it is. You see, he's a little off at that point. You see him kind of look off into space, and he's elsewhere for a moment. And he snaps out of it and comes back.
Again, sir, I would ask you, what do you see when you look off like that?
You don't want to see what I see. I have read... You asked about texts. I have read texts. I have read things. I have uncovered things. I said it's taken its toll on me. I feel that this will be the last of my journeys once we uncover what's down there. But I do not want that burden upon you.
Knowledge is never a burden. Knowledge is never a burden. Knowledge is... Hold on. Let me not... I've got to jot some of these notes down. Knowledge is never a burden. All right. Yes, sir.
Why don't you make... You can make me like a charm or fast talk or... You could try to convince this guy of something. What do you want to...
Intimidate him.
Not intimidate.
No, I mean, I'll go with charm. My charm and fast talk are equally horrible.
Okay.
So, because he's not that charming of a guy. This crazy scientist.
No, he goes.
No.
If we make it out of here, alive, perhaps I can share that information with you. That kind of startles all of you. Like, alive?
Sir, I dream every night of sleeping in the trenches during the war. I'm not afraid of not making it through the night. But if we're pursuing knowledge, that might be worth it. Worth the risk.
I second that.
You fought in the Great War?
Oh, yes.
Thank you for your service.
It was what had to be done. I mean, it was the war. What else would one do but fight in a war? I mean, it was a very large war. I'm fairly yes. They told me you have to go enlist. It's the war, and
It
so
was the Great
I did.
War.
It was not great. It was terrifying, and I frequently screamed myself to sleep. But I did fight. Yes.
Very good, very good. Do you have any questions for me, anyone? Is there anything I can answer? Any further information or details? Everything will become more clear once we get there. I can show you the mound. We can talk a little bit more and see what's there. I don't want to spoil too much for you. I said too much with the man there at the mound. I'm sorry.
Bull's gonna be like in the back a little bit, and he'll have one of his cans of beans open, and he's like kind of scooping it into his mouth
With his
and
hand?
he will say, "Yeah,"
Okay.
and he'll say,
How much this pay?
Oh, yes, we have not spoken about the matter of payment. I will pay you all $50.
and he'll spit the beans out.
To
$50 to go dig up a hole?
Yeah, to excavate this mound.
Okay, I'm in.
Oh, that was quite easy. He says, kind of surprised.
Annie will speak
And,
up and say
I'll
that-
lean down, by the way, and I'll pick the beans up that I spit.
I can get you a spoon for that, Mr. Freeport.
No,
There's
thank you.
silverware there on the table.
Oh,
And I will reach down and grab the silverware, and I'll put a couple in my pocket.
Sure.
And then I'll start.
Do you want to do sleight of
scooping
hand,
it.
or are you just going to let everybody see you do it?
Sure, I'll roll it. I like rolling.
We're
I like
we're
rolling these
getting
10% or
Cthulhu
less.
groove here. We're just like roll for everything.
I'm gonna burn luck on this one.
All right,
So
but you know that
Oh my
doesn't go
gosh.
towards your advancement. But okay,
Yeah.
you burn some luck.
I still
you
wanna do it.
pocket some silverware. There's like some forks and knives and such missing, and nobody saw you. Yes, $50. $50 to complete this excavation. I don't think it's going to take more than a couple weeks, to be honest. But I almost forgot. I got word that there's a rival expedition also heading out there. There's someone else who is interested in this mound, and we need to get there before them and lay claim to this thing. Well, we can't really lay claim. It's not ours. It's the Cheyennes, but we gotta try and get it. Well, that's why you're here, Mr. Freeport, too. You know, handle the legal details.
smash him.
No, handle the legal capacity of this.
Right, legally smash him in court.
Yes.
It's Yale
exactly.
humor.
Yes, Yale humor.
He says with a bean in his beard.
He chuckles. Yale humor.
I mean, he's eating beans with his hands. Come on, guys.
He's
Is
using a
this
spoon
really?
now.
Is this really gonna go for that long?
Your
You
owl
have an
just-
owl.
Your owl
We
just
all
pooped
have
on my
our crosses to
Chesterfield.
bear.
Yeah, I'm here to guide everyone and make sure that we don't get lost.
I have a feeling no one wants to follow you, sir.
You know
Annie will
what?
pipe up and ask. So, you mentioned that there is a rival expedition now.
Yes.
Have you
Yes.
sent other expeditions out
Nope.
in the years?
No,
prior?
that is what it was also forced me to move forward faster than I was anticipating. But I still have contacts with the Cheyenne. I have contacts in Bingham, and they let me know that yes, there's a rival expedition. There are people heading out there. Mr. A.W. Wyatt, I'm sure you're familiar with his name. He's a railroad tycoon. He has taken interest in this Native American burial mound, and he is sending his own team out there to go dig it up and excavate it. We must get there before him. He is a collector of antiquities, and I'm fear that he is just out there to loot it. He is not concerned with the history of the Cheyenne people. He's not going to respect them, and he's not going to go about this the right way. And everything that they find there is going to disappear into his own personal collection.
That's not right.
That's not right.
Mr. Hurst, Will the Cheyenne be opposing us?
The Cheyenne will not. Well, see, when we get there, I would like to go speak to Grey Eagle. I would like to ask for forgiveness for what I did, and I would like his approval to go there. I don't know if we're gonna get it, but like I said, he is the oldest of that tribe that lives near there on the reserve, and he's a very wise man. He's seen many things, and he told me a few tales of strange things that have happened there. And I think it wise once we get to Bingham that we go meet with Grey Eagle and just get his blessing to do so. I don't know if he'll do it, but I would feel better if he would.
Can we talk about the word you use, specter?
Yes?
Could you elaborate, or what did you really mean by that?
Oh, well, there are 2 ghosts that are seen on the mound day and night. The locals, it's common day to them. They pay no attention to it.
They're like friendly ghosts, or?
Well, I don't know. I've heard tales, but there's 2. There's one during the day. There's a man who paces on top of the mound at the daytime, and at night there's that of a female who lets off a blue glow to her, and she's headless. Her ghost is headless.
You've never spoken to these creatures?
No.
Well, one of them's headless. How could he talk to them?
When I approached the mound, the man disappeared.
point.
I told you, he disappeared into nowhere. There's some brush around the base, and I followed where he went a step behind the mound, and I couldn't find any trace of him. But I would not dare be there at night. I am not that foolish. We're not going to be out there at night either.
Oh,
I don't know. I might like to see this headless, blue, glowing female ghost.
Oh.
That excellent could make a very interesting in my dissertation. Yes, yes.
With a spyglass, you can see it from Bingham clearly.
Ah.
Like I said, the locals are aware of it. It's just matter of fact to them. Come to live with it.
Do they ever encounter the ghosts, or the ghosts ever harm anyone?
The only harm I've ever heard is if you go to the mound. Where we're going, of course. But
Something
Yeah.
tragic probably happened there to keep them tethered. We had a little bit of that where I'm from. Yale.
yes, from Yale.
headless ghosts roam Yale? That's interesting.
Uh-huh. That's all the talk.
Yep,
You'll
that's
have to
our
tell me
lawyer.
more.
Yep, that's it. That's our lawyer right there.
Spoken like a true Yale man.
Yeah, true.
So we have a couple hours journey ahead of us to Union City, and from Union City we'll get some horses and head west. I have already arranged for all of the belongings for expedition to arrive ahead of time in Bingham. Anything we'll need: shovels, picks, TNT, anything like that. So we just need to travel there, and like I said, we'll have to go by horseback over the land. It'll take us about half day.
Did you hire any laborers to do the digging?
Wow, that's part of the $50.
And he looks around to everyone in the cart and like kind of looks at Annie and considers her, and then like,
You expect them to do physical labor throughout the day?
Well, it was outlined in their credentials that they would have no problems with. Well, maybe Lucy, but everybody else.
Oh, I'll dig. I'll dig to get to the secrets. Absolutely.
Okay. Fair enough.
Now, I think we're going to need Apache's tears for each of us. Pieces of obsidian. I can make a ghost charm, I think. I mean, I've heard about how to do it. I've never done it, but I think I can do it for all of us. But it may not work. But I've heard it does.
Thank you. So
It's my pleasure, sir.
Whatever would help.
Yes. I don't think Big Bertha there is going to do much against these ghosts, Mr. Benji.
Oh no,
Riverbee?
it's just to it's for big game. Just in case something charges at you or something, you gotta protect yourself. That's the Canadian way.
There are wolves and coyotes and such out here, so yes. Buffalo.
You're gonna see Annie's gonna sort of pat her bag, and she has like a old rusted shotgun, and she's just sort of gonna look at Benji's and say like, "Oh, you have a much fancier shotgun."
Oh, thanks. I can help you get a new one if you ever need to. Or unless you're partial to that, I would never want to, crash your style.
We only replace things when it's needed. So until this starts jamming a bit, might be in need of a new one.
So Bull will lean over to Kaz, offer him some beans from his can, and he'll whisper, not particularly loudly,
I think he might be compensating for something with the size of that gun.
and slap him really hard on the back, like too hard, but like encourage, like it was a friendly intent.
Oh, you may have something there, sir. I'll take some of those beans. And he puts his fingers in. He's an old soldier. He eats the beans like he's like, and remind me, we need to get a pound of salt and iron nails. Iron nails, a pound of salt, and obsidian. Yes, all of those things. I've got to get my notebook.
Pound of obsidian.
No. Pound of salt, iron.
Pound of salt.
Iron nails and obsidian.
Iron nails.
Yes,
obsidian.
Yes. Obsidian. Yes.
Check.
And wait, you have very interesting calcium deposits on your. I can see them there.
He very quickly cut.
Sorry, sir. I didn't realize my hat had become askance.
Oh, I find it fascinating.
He just kind of puts it down. That's all he says.
and then Kaz also pats him on the back, trying to pat him with the same level of enthusiasm, and basically probably doesn't even feel it.
Yeah. But you ate some of his beans, so I feel like you made a friend today. Yeah.
All right. So if you don't have any other questions for Mr. Hurst, the journey is going to continue on to Union City. Pretty uneventful. Food will be served, drinks. You can all lounge in this room together, get to know one another a little bit better. He seems like an odd man. He kind of sits at a table by himself a lot, and he'll stare at that little statue, or he'll stare out the window and just kind of get lost and not engage unless...
Mr. Hurst, yes. you said you found this statue at the dig site, or where we're going.
Yes. I uncovered it, yes.
How deep was it buried?
That's a good question.
Was it in a chamber? Was it the only thing you found there?
I just remember my shovel striking it. Most of that day is a blur to me. I have a really hard time recollecting. I tried hypnosis and everything to try and figure out what took place that day, but nothing seems to work. Like I said, I just kind of snapped to at dusk, and that's when terror set in, and I heard the noises around me, and I fled.
Were you out there by yourself or part of an expedition?
I was out there. Foolishly, I went out by myself. I one day, I took some. It was a Sunday. It's the Lord's Day, and I went out there on my mule, and I thought I would dig and see what was really. I thought these things foolish. These lights, these ghosts. There was a trick of the light, a trick of the eye. There's not much more than that, right?
Mr. Hurst, and he's looking at him really closely now, because when you dream at night, what do you dream of?
I dream of large, unspeakable creatures that will consume us all and take over the earth one day and reclaim what is theirs.
So hold on, you're worried about my owl, and he's talking
What?
about earth-eating creatures.
I didn't say eating.
Earth-consuming. You just said it's gonna kill us all, and he's talking about my owl.
No, they're gonna come back and reclaim what's theirs. Don't worry about it. You're fine.
It seems like something we should worry about.
No.
You didn't say this was a life or death situation.
I was kidding about if we survive, make it out of there alive.
You're as good of a liar as the lawyer that we have.
Yeah, if you.
So
you can spot hidden on him, or you can do psychology if you want. Psychology.
I'm gonna definitely spot hidden on him too.
Oh, spot hidden? Okay, I'll get down on that.
Wait, mine didn't.
Bloody
work.
hell!
What was that? There was an opposed.
Ah,
I don't know. I tried to do my bonus dice and it like went.
That
all
was weird. Game Master opposed, and there's Seamus's character image came up. That was weird.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Benji.
Oh, Benji! Wow, extreme success. Yeah, you can tell there is clear danger here. He's not letting on nearly all that there is to this story, and you see right through him.
Look, you should tell us everything that's going on. I mean, we have some people that don't look like they're exactly prepared, you know, for some serious problems that you're really not talking about. And you're saying we're all going to not make it. You know, that's not that cool, man.
Well, you know, like I said, there are tales of youths from the village heading out there, brave young men who ventured forth and thought they would uncover the secrets of the Mound, and some never returned, and some returned, and they took their lives after what they saw. But that's not going to happen to us. We're learned men and women. We're intelligent. We know what we're doing. We're all experts in our field.
Are we?
Yes.
Yes.
Don't be
Yes,
so
yes,
hard on yourselves, Benji.
You know, I have heard, like I said, connections to this mound with Yig, the snake god, or Cthulhu, or other elder gods. But we need not worry about such things.
We don't need to worry about such things because these elder gods are going to come back and reclaim what is theirs, according to what you said.
Yes,
that is correct, right?
That's right, the Earth. But that won't happen for millennia.
And you're happy about the fact that they're coming back to reclaim what is theirs?
No. I didn't say
Okay.
that.
Okay.
There's nothing you can do about it.
Okay.
Is this like a religious belief or? I don't understand why you're so adamant about all of us.
It's in the texts. I'll tell you what. If we make it out of here alive, I invite you all to my home in Arkham, and I will share the texts and what I have uncovered.
He said it again. Why does he keep
What?
saying it like that?
What I've uncovered, and you're free to read them and learn more yourselves, and you can see what I have seen.
You know, we had a snake reptile fella back where I'm from. He wasn't that tough. I used to beat him wrestling all the time, so I'm not too worried. He said his egg was snake fella, so
Was
this
his
was
name
at
Yig?
again. Yeah.
This was at Yale?
Yeah, fraternity part.
Oh, one of those secret societies.
Yeah, that's right.
You were on the wrestling team. Impressive.
Did a little of this, a little of that. Yeah, rough them up. I've got extracurriculars, what they call them. They look good on your transcripts and such.
And they didn't teach you like to speak properly or anything? You just
Oh,
came out like this?
Benji.
Wait, you're talking that way, and you're saying I'm speaking problematic. You look like you sound like you're constantly running out of air. Are you okay?
I'm totally fine. This is how all Canadians sound.
It's not true.
False fact.
Thank you, Tyler. I was waiting for you to jump in there.
I represent the whole of Canada with this voice.
Oh no!
Okay. All right. Hey, ha 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 ha. Time to keep it down, you two. This is Mr. Hurst. Yeah, is that everything? I really need to get some rest. I'm quite tired these days. Do you mind if I just nod off for a while?
Of course not, sir. Absolutely, Mr. Hurst. I appreciate you taking the time to help me work on my notes. Thank you.
He looks. Yeah, well, you're welcome. He looks at his pocket watch. We've got about 4 more hours till we'll reach Union Station, and we'll have some horses waiting for us there. You've all ridden horses before, right?
Of course, yes, yeah.
Okay, right.
Just Moose.
I once had a fist fight a pony, so it's probably that easy. It's fine.
No one's concerned with all the stories he's saying. Nobody? Okay. Just gonna go over here in the corner and look at the map.
Good to have stories. This is why we go on adventures, so that we have stories. This is not why we're all here.
You don't drink the Kool-Aid too, Annie. I thought you were cool.
Have an adventure and tell a story.
I like what you're saying. Yes, that's an adventure and a story. That's what my dissertation needs. The story. Yes, the story.
And $50.
And $50. Yes, that's
Do we
that's
get
nice.
any of that up front, by the way?
He's like nodding off. What? Money? Yes. I can give you 25 now. Get 25 when we're done.
Yeah, deal. That sounds good.
All right. He reaches into pulls out a wallet, and it's like a giant wad of cash in this. That cash. There's $25 for you, and $25. He goes around the room. Okay. Everyone. Does that square everything up? Are we good?
Yeah, go take your nap. It's fine.
Thank you.
I'll keep an eye on them.
Thank you, Mr. Freeport.
Who? Right, yeah.
So he nods off. He goes to sleep. He's got the statue sitting on the table in front of him. Anybody want to do anything in the meantime, or are we just going to fast forward to Union City?
I want to look at one thing. Are there files on all of us, like on his desk? Like,
No.
you know, are the applications or anything?
But you could go through. You could go through his belongings and see if he has anything.
Yes.
Are you just out in the open with everybody? You're just gonna start going.
I will roll stealth, and I'll try and pretend I'm playing with
So
Alf.
there's like a briefcase underneath the big grand table in the middle of the room. And that's where the statue is down there. You could go over there. That's the only thing you look around the room you see that might stand out that would have information on all of you. So you go ahead and roll me a stealth roll.
A 20.
Okay. So you wait
Wow.
till everybody's kind of looking out the window, or they're engaged in conversations, or they're got their face in a can of beans, and you wander over there and you kind of shoulder up to the table and just kind of grab that briefcase, put it to your side or no one can see it, and you take it and you kind of go off to corner where nobody else is. And you go there and you find out it's locked.
I will roll locksmith.
Lockpick.
Or yeah, isn't it locksmith? It was called, right?
It's locksmith
Yes.
in this,
Yep.
yeah.
All right. Roll a locksmith.
Wow.
Oh! All right, extreme success. You get this thing open. There is no trace or track that anybody has popped this thing. You're able to jimmy it open. You're going to be able to relock it. There is no signs of forced entry whatsoever on the briefcase. You open it up, and in there are indeed write-ups on everybody who's part of this party. There is also an extensive book, or is a book with extensive notes and findings on other Native American burial mounds found all over the U.S. and kind of there's little diagrams of mounds and little people in there and artifacts and treasures that have been found in all of them. You kind of thumb through it. It doesn't align with anything he's talking about, anything that's been found in any of these other ones.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll go through that, and then obviously I want to go through Mr. Freeport's file and see exactly what is in there, and I'm going to start copying it in my own notebook so that I can quiz him on all of the actual history of Freeport, as my character is extremely
goodness.
skeptical.
Sure.
I don't understand why. I feel like it's just I've just been a chameleon.
Yeah, you
Right?
blend in perfectly.
Blend in perfectly with upper society.
Wow.
According to everyone else,
you're
you
out
do.
to get Nathan Freeport.
I don't know why no one else thinks this is weird. We have some guy who's not Mr. Freeport, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's okay. Don't worry about it."
So you're just jotting down odd facts as you go through it.
Yeah, like his middle name, which he probably doesn't know. Just weird, where the address that he sent this from, the stuff that is actually Mr. Freeport would know. I'm writing down.
Okay, so you jot down a few items. We'll say 7 to 10 items, just facts on Mr. Freeport.
Yeah.
All right, and you put the lock down securely, and you walk on over and you just slide that briefcase on back where it was.
Yep.
Okay. Anybody else want to, get any incriminating evidence against one another to to catch each other in a lie-in later so they can shoot them with their shotgun?
Andy's gonna go over to Dr. Lucy and introduce herself. And you'll see she's, again, just sort of like looking uncomfortable, kind of smoothing her clothes out. Because Annie has grown up Midwest on a farm, just sort of did the family business, and she's just gonna just pepper you with questions about like, how did you get the opportunity to go to school and go to college and get an education? And so you're just gonna get this like, woman who's older than you, grease and dirt under her nails, who's just sort of fascinated by a woman professor.
Well, everything I have to give thanks to my mother. She put me on that path and made sure that I had certain doors open to me to make sure that I wouldn't be stopped in my progress of knowledge. But all of that sort of work and how well I did, that was all of my own two hands.
That's what everyone says. It's really about who you know. That's why I'm here, trying to get out in the world and meet new people. And you're confirming that it really is about who you know.
It's true. And Annie, you now know me. And she'll pull out a card, and give it to Annie.
Oh, and she just wipe her hand off and take. Well, thank you.
Feel free to call me anytime you need after this ride.
But what do you think of everything that he said?
I simply want to explore and see what we find. Whether or not what they're saying is true means very little to me. I've found that it's best to focus on what you're wanting to go towards rather than what everyone else is trying to do. And it
Forgot my Cthulhu Fez. Sorry, keep going. Don't let me interrupt you.
It was hard to keep a straight face there.
And Lucy will say, she's like, though I will say, I am quite interested in what Kaz will write in the future. I'm sure that there'll be many things on our journey that he will put into that. And how they think of us, and if we will be in those. And then she actually pauses and turns to Kaz and says, are you including us in your notes, or just the stuff that we find and what we uncover?
Dr. Lucy, that is a very, very perceptive question and very interesting. And I think, I'm fairly certain, as long as none of you are going to sue me, that you'll all be in the paper, because it's a narrative. Like Annie said, it's got to be a story about what we find. And what's a story without characters? And you are a character, Dr. Lucy. That I know. Well, hold on. Let me check my. Yes, I have written down here. Dr. Lucy is a very interesting character. I wonder what her science disciplines are. What are they? What are you a doctor of, Annie? Lucy, I'm so sorry.
That is okay. Well, first, if you are going to put our names in your book, you better have my full name. I am Dr. Cecile Lucille Davenport.
Ah, Dr. Cecile Lucille Davenport. Do you prefer Dr. Cecile, Dr. Lucille, Dr. Lucy, Dr. Cecile Lucy, or Dr. Davenport, or a combination of any of the above? In writing, and in person.
Kaz, I like you very much, and Dr. Lucy will be perfectly fine.
Excellent footnote. Dr. Lucy is perfectly fine. That's not an indication. That's a quote. Dr. Lucy is fine.
As for what my doctorates are in, they're in biology and geology. I'm here mainly for the geology part, but I highly doubt we'll find anything biology-wise. But if it comes up, I'll be sure to give you all the info you require and to put into that little notebook of yours.
You are so. What did you think of the mineral characteristics of that statue? I mean, I don't think it's from this planet. I can't recognize it, but I'm not a geologist. You are a geologist.
It's nothing I've ever seen in my studies. That's why I'm very excited to look at more of what we find at the site.
Oh, that's very interesting. Very interesting.
And then
Annie-
she turns back to Annie. And she's like, "Oh, sorry, I got caught up.
no.
I
No,
love
that's
having
fine.
my names in books."
Well, and
You.
Kaz, so you know, my name is actually Anne Margaret
And Margaret.
Rasmussen.
And Margaret.
Oh, are we going around the
Rasmussen.
table and saying all of our full names? I can do me next.
Rasmussen. And you prefer Miss Rasmussen, Mrs. Rasmussen, Anne Rasmussen, or
Just
Annie?
Annie. I
Just
I don't do
Annie.
formalities. Just Annie.
Just Annie doesn't do formalities. All right. Thank you.
Oh, I'll go next. I'm Benjamin Harris Riverbee. You can just put Benji.
Benji.
Oh, your turn, Mr. Freeport. Your turn, Mr. Freeport. Go ahead.
You can just call me Bull.
Bull Freeport. I like
Yeah,
that.
that's what my-
Bull Freeport.
Yeah, that's what my friends call me. It's all good. You seem like a friendly guy.
I did like your beans, Bull. Thank you so much. Make a note. Buy beans for the expedition. Yes.
Mhm. You're good for you. Got your vitamins and nutrients and things
Protein.
like that.
A good non-meat source of protein. Found that out during the war. We didn't have any meat. We had a lot of beans.
Yeah, I had a lot of beans too where I came from. They didn't really give us much at all, just scraps and things like that. You know?
Perseverance. I
At
like
Yale,
that.
they gave you scraps. I find that really hard to believe.
Have you gone to Yale?
I heard it's like one of those Ivy League schools. They're really fancy.
Yeah, for some folk.
I don't know. What's that mean?
I mean, for other folk, it wasn't, and that was me.
So, do you have a middle name, Mr. Freeport?
So I feel like he would know the middle name one because he did go through the guy's
Oh, you
belongings.
did go. You went through his
I
wallet.
feel like he would know
You
that one.
Did he did go through his
Yeah.
wallet? He did say this.
I mean, Benji doesn't know that.
It is
Yeah.
Buford.
Yeah, it's Buford. It's where
Oh.
Bull comes from. Bull, it's a thing.
There's no L's in Buford.
Yeah, I know, but it was the Bu thing.
It'd be like Buleford. Buell. He should be Buell.
No, I really shouldn't. It's not really a word.
Oh, okay.
All right, the train is getting ready to pull into the station after your failed attempt to catch him in a lie.
I got 9 more. Don't worry.
Oh, jeez.
The thing is, though, it's like you catch him in a lie. I'm not sure that's a good thing.
Someone's gonna die if you catch him in a lie.
Catch him in a lie, quick headbutt. That's it. You
One of the
can't get
two
your
of you
gun
will
out
die.
when you're going through your notes. Oh man.
All right, so we head into the station. It pulls in as the stream releases and the whistle blows. Mr. Hurst wakes up. He goes, "Are we? That didn't take long. We're here."
Yes, we did arrive, and you were sleeping, but not soundly. It's interesting, sir. Very interesting.
Yes. Welcome, Raider. Welcome, Raiders. Yes. I don't sleep very well these days. That's why I grab a wink whenever I can.
The dreams, the stuff that's gonna consume us and all that.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly.
Yeah, that'll do it. Yep.
Can I do an occult roll? I mean, is there anything that we can glean from what he told us about his dreams that's not directly Cthulhu mythos?
I was gonna say Cthulhu Mythos roll if you want to do that.
Not with my zero.
No, like a cult won't really help you with that. The crowd just got really loud again.
Quiet down, we're talking.
Let me see it.
Go.
I'll give you a cult, but it's got to be an extreme success.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Can anybody with a cult roll that,
I got
or
it.
just him?
Sure.
Okay.
Got a 32, so not an extreme
Not enough.
success.
Close.
So I have to hit extreme, right? You have to
Extreme,
from the
yep.
drop down. Okay. Nope. Not a chance.
Said I rolled it.
No, none of you. You're all kind of like going over the words in your head, the things that he said, the things he spoke of, and just like, this guy's a little off his rocker, but he's got a lot of money. So, and this shouldn't be that hard of a job just to dig up a mound, a burial mound. So let's make our money. Let's get this over with. You all have skin in the game here. There's things that will help you in your professions with some of you, and other of you, it's money and stuff like that. So you all have
Some of the experts, yeah, they'll get something.
a reason to be here, all of you, and to take this on. So you kind of just shrug it off. You're like, ramblings. The guy's a little nuts, but whatever. His money's good. His money's good. So you pull into Union Station. You gather your belongings, and there are a team of horses waiting nearby at the livery for all of you. There's a horse for each of you, and there are 3 extra horses to put all of your baggage and luggage and belongings on as you do the ride out to Bingham in Cato County, Oklahoma. And I think that's probably we're just about time here. It's a good place to leave off. We'll continue with our journey to Bingham, and we'll get there, and we'll see some ghosts and some other things. So let's do a round table here. Everybody can plug what they got going on this week, where you can find all these other wonderful people that are in this game and what they got happening. So Tyler, where can people find you, and what do you have going on?
People can find me at FoolTheDM here on Twitch, or all the social medias. As for what's going on, well, tomorrow I'm gonna play the new Battlefield beta, as that is starting tomorrow, and I am very excited to try that out.
Can anybody get in on that? How'd you get that?
You can get into it early if you pre-order it, but it will be open for everybody in like 3 days, I think, or something.
Cool.
I think it's the 7th or the 8th, so either way, you'll be able to try it out.
Check it out.
And of course on Sundays, I'm doing Aliens, as always, and then back here next week on Tuesday. Super excited. Loving this character so much.
Yes.
I can't wait.
It's been an interesting start. Your old GM has been on their toes. We almost had PvP session 1.
We were warned.
Jeff, what do you got going on? Where can we find you?
So run a group called Adventures in Lollygagging. We're over at twitch.tv/the Lollygaggers. We've been playing Impossible Landscapes for Delta Green. Saturdays, we've been doing Blades in the Dark. Monday, we got Ultraviolet Grasslands. And then I'll also be over on Garblag Games on Thursday running a different Delta Green game. You can see some of the people on the screen here in that game.
Very awesome. Melissa?
Yep, same. You can check out videos of our past stuff on YouTube, Adventures in Lollygagging.
Awesome. Links are in the chat. Evan, what do you got going on the rest of this week?
Thursday, Delta Green, Garblag Games. Sunday. Oh, we're not playing this Sunday. Canadian I would know. Benji knows. Canadian Thanksgiving. Benji knows. So next Sunday we'll continue with Alien.
Now, is it true that the turkey for Canada is replaced with owl? Is that just what it is? Is that the ceremonial
That is
bow for?
Yeah, that I saved Alf from Canadian
vicious
Thanksgiving.
lie.
He was going to be cooked, and I
Pardon
took him
owl.
all. Yeah.
The pardoned owl. As always, the Prime Minister picks it themselves.
Oh my
The pardoned
goodness.
owl, you know.
Sure.
Oh my
sure.
goodness. Don't start this, Tyler. Don't get these ideas in your head.
Sound like facts to me. That's what that sounds like.
Oh.
It sounds like truth to Benji.
Yeah.
Aaron, what do you have going on the rest of this week?
So tomorrow on Garblag Games at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, I'll be playing Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 4th Edition, Once Upon a Time in the Old World. Thursday on Garblag Games at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, we'll be playing Star Trek Adventures. And then Thursday night on Garblight Games, we will be playing some Delta Green. And nothing on Friday. Saturday on Garblight Games at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, we'll be playing a one-shot of the final rules of the One Ring. Then Sunday, no aliens. And then back here next Tuesday on Garblight Games at 3 p.m., I'll be playing Dodeca. And then back here, Dodeca. And then back here Tuesday night.
That's right. All right, yes, and you can find me this week. I'll be playing in Jeff's Delta Green game, that way, on Garblight Games on Thursday night, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, same time as this. We'll be back next Tuesday with the next episode of Call of Cthulhu the Mound. Thank you, everybody who joined us. Big thank you to Syrinscape for having us on here. It's a lot of fun, and we'll keep this going for the next 5 weeks. Have a great night, everybody. We're gonna exit out on the wonderful intro that was made for us, and we're gonna find someone to raid on our way out of here. Have a great night.